Hey there, and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent minded professor of knives and all things sharp. Sit on back, grab your pens and paper, class about to begin. Today, we're looking at one that was requested I do a review on, the Buck Nighthawk Hunter. Yes, the Buck Nighthawk. It has unfortunately been discontinued, which is a shame because I really do like the knife. But I did have a request for this review, so we'll go ahead and do it. I'll admit that I had originally thought of going out to the hunting camp to do this review, but this is what I've found when I woke up this morning. So yeah, especially considering it was raining last night, there's at least a half inch of ice underneath that snow, and South Carolina's not all that good at snow removal anyway, so by the time I got out to the hunting camp, and it's still coming down for that matter, it's not worth it just to do a review today. Hopefully, I can do a second look at it sometime when I can get out to the hunting camp. But for now, we'll go ahead and take a look at this baby as it is. Almost forgot though. Before we get too far into this, need to get syllabus work out of the way, shall we? For those of you who are new, welcome. Here on Fridays, we mainly do knife reviews. I will review a knife if someone has one they want me to look at. That's no problem whatsoever. Occasionally I'll do a piece of hunting or survival equipment, camping gear, cooking equipment, flashlights, that sort of thing. But mainly knives. Now on Mondays I do knife basics, what you really need to know. This is aimed more at the person who's new to the world of knives, wants to know what we're talking about when we start pulling out all these fancy terms. What is micarta? What is G10? What is 8CR13 MOV? What's a hollow grind? What's a flat grind? What's a drop point? These sorts of things. It's aimed so that as you get further into this lovely hobby that we share of knife collecting, you'll know what they're talking about when they start hauling out all these arcade terms at various knife shows and knife shops and the like. For those of you who've been with us for a while, welcome back. I'm glad you can make it again. And today I'm not going to ask if you subscribed. I'm just going to assume you have. If you haven't, well, go ahead and do so. But for now, we're just going to get on to the knife. As I said, unfortunately, Buck has discontinued this one. I'm not sure why. It's a sweet knife. Comes in a nylon case, very handy. It's got a strap here, holds closed a little pocket where you can put all sorts of things. Maybe you want to put a diamond hone to keep your knife sharp, or a ferro rod, something like that. Easy enough. Has leg ties that come rolled up like that. Not bad. It's not perhaps the most retentive sheath around. If you lose the strap, it comes straight out. But it's not bad. The blade itself is very sweet. It's, let's see here, let me double check my notes here again. Yeah, 7.5 inches of blade, so it's a nice size blade. Got a very nice false edge on top, very wide spine. It's a hidden tang, but from what I'm told, it's pretty close to the full width of the handle material, so that's a good hefty tang. It's got fullers on either side to keep the weight down to something reasonable. And it's made with Buck's 420 HC steel, which Buck does a wonderful job with the 420HC. It really is very handy, very comfortable in the hand. Let me double check my notes here. Let's see, what is the handle? Well, Buck just says rubberized handle, unfortunately, which is a shame, but yeah. It's nicely textured, so you'll be able to hold on to this no matter how wet your hands get. It's got a slight textured rubberized piece right there. Nice. I can't really get the thumb up on the blade itself too well. You can, but it's just not designed that way. All in all, very comfortable in the hand. Very smooth. Very nice. But now let's see how it does with the standard bear test, shall we? Start piece of scrap paper. Admittedly, you're not going to use a knife like this to be opening envelopes and that sort of thing, but you never know. And, oh, very nice. Very, very nice. That's good. Cardboard. Let's see here. Standard cardboard box. Punches in nicely. Cuts through beautifully. I know you should never cut towards yourself, but sometimes you just got to. Yeah. And it's taking that apart very, very nicely. Very sweet. And let's see here. Hang package test. Let's see how it does with this. Tip went in beautifully. The blade is thick enough that it's hanging up a little bit, but it's still making fairly fast work of it, so I'm not going to complain about that. Paracord. If you go out in the field for any reason, you're almost definitely going to have a need for some paracord. Let's see how it does that. Beautifully. Yeah. Handles that beautifully. Very nice. Let's see here. Leather. I've got some leather here somewhere, don't I? Okay. Found the leather. So, let's see here. It was built as a hunting knife. How does it do on leather? Yeah, it'll cut the leather nicely. Again, it's blade's a little obtuse for fine work, but it'll cut the leather nice and easy. That's sweet. Let's see here. Zip ties. Let's see how it handles zip ties. I know a lot of people don't hold with zip ties for doing bushcraft, but you know what? It makes it so fast and easy to secure a tripod or something like that. To hang something over a fire, put foods up in the trees where critters can't get to it. Just very handy. And it goes through that beautifully. Let's see how it does chopping, shall we? That's chopping that beautifully. Making very short work of that. So let's go on to wood. Piece of cherry. Not as hard as rock maple, but still a very hard wood. Let's see how it does on this. It's feathering it up nicely. Let's see how it does this chopping, shall we? Now if you can do that to cherry, it probably goes through a standard 2x4 without any problem whatsoever. Probably go through most deadwood out in the forest beautifully as well. Tying. Now let me find my glove here, which again nuts. Okay. Now, that false edge, tying barehanded is not that great an idea, but, and keep in mind this one, we're going across the grain instead of with grain, but let's see how we do. Not bad, not bad. Let's see how it does with the cherry. Again, we're going cross grain to a certain extent instead of with the grain, but I'm not doing too well. I really need a baton stick for the cherry. Let's see something. On the other hand, sap's pretty good. We'll go to a softer wood. Now, very sweet. So, don't think it's going to work on ferro rod because of the coating on the blade, but it's got nice sharp edges, so let's see what it does. Well, that's throwing some really nice sparks. Surprised me. Didn't even take any coating off the blade. Beautiful. Let's try something I don't do with very many knives, but you know, if you want to use this as a camping knife, you might need to use it to open up some stuff that you wouldn't otherwise. Almost. Went right in. And again, I don't see no damage to the tip, no damage anywhere that I can see. That's beautiful. But let's make sure we didn't do any damage to the edge here. Get that piece of paper back out again. through it like butter. Very sweet. So there you have it. It has unfortunately been discontinued, as I mentioned, so I've only got a few in stock, and once they're gone, they're gone. I can't get any more in. But it was a very sweet knife, and I'm sorry Buck discontinued it. I wish they would have been nice if they had done the sheath a little differently so the knife stayed in there better. But you know what? I can make a new sheath out of Kydex or leather for this without any problem whatsoever. Or I could possibly even modify this one. I mean, heat that up and bend it out a little bit so that it'll clip onto this. Wouldn't be bad. Forgot to mention that it does have MOLLE strapping on the Mac, so yeah, you don't have to just hang it from your belt. You can modify the way you attach it very nicely. So, there you have it. Buck Nighthawk. Robert, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad I was able to still have some in stock so I could do this review for you. If any of you have a knife you'd like to see me review, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm always happy to review a knife. Anything that's on my website, and maybe a few things that aren't there yet. If you ask me to review a knife I don't have on my website, that tells me that maybe I should add it to my lineup. So, hey, go ahead. Whatever you want, if I can get it, I'll review it. In the meantime, got to get going here, so I'll leave you with a couple videos over here I think you'll enjoy. Of course, you can hit that target over there to subscribe as always. In the meantime, remember, maybe ability decides what you can do. Maybe motivation decides what you will do. But it's attitude decides how well you do it. So if you're going to do it with attitude. Talk to you later. Bye now.